With the Israeli elections behind us, you might think Israel already has a new prime minister and government. But that's just not how it works. We still have time to see who will make it into the coalition and who President Reuven Rivlin will task with forming the new government. And here to tell us all about it is Lahav Harkov, senior contributing editor at the Jerusalem Post. Welcome, Lahav.
Hi, thanks for having me on the show.
So let's jump right in. We saw the outcome of the elections. The Likud party, led by current Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, won the most seats. But what happens now?
So today, heads of the various parties went to President Reuven Rivlin's residence in order to recommend their choice for whom Rivlin would appoint prime minister. After Rivlin meets with the heads of all of the parties that got into the Knesset, he will choose the next prime minister. He's supposed to do it based on whoever got the recommendation of the most Knesset members. So it's very much expected to remain Netanyahu. Although he did make some comments trying to check if there was a possibility of a unity government between Likud and Blue and White, and those party representatives did not want a unity government. So it looks like we're going to have a coalition that's very similar to the last one, a totally right-wing government led by Netanyahu. But Rivlin, he has until a week from Wednesday to make his final decision, though he says he's going to do it this week. And after he makes his decision, there are 28 days left for coalition negotiations, with an option of an extension for up to 14 days.
Okay, and as it looks now, Prime Minister Netanyahu will most likely lead the next government, and he does he have enough coalition partners to do so? Does he have enough seats?
Yes. Well, I mean, he has to negotiate, right? I mean, there's always a chance that people will be very tough and then something, anything's possible. But the right won 65 seats out of 120 in the election. To be honest, the right got a lot more votes than that. There were just parties that dropped below the threshold. But what's relevant now for coalition talks is 65 seats. And Netanyahu has to negotiate with the different parties to give them the cabinet positions they want and to promise to pass certain laws and policies that they want for them to agree to be part of his government. At the moment, it looks like the only sort of weak link, the only party that might be a problem in the negotiations is Yisrael Beiteinu, led by former Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman. Lieberman would like to return to the Defense Ministry. He would like a freer hand for his more hawkish policies towards Hamas, and also for pensions to be raised to minimum wage for government-paid pensions. So those are difficult asks in different ways. The Defense Ministry is a very senior position. His party only has 5 seats out of 120. Netanyahu and Lieberman have sort of clashed over policy towards Gaza. And the pensions part, which not a lot of people are talking about it, but it is a very big expense in the annual budget. So we'll see how this works out in negotiations. Those are his opening positions.
And it's also no secret that Lieberman and the more ultra-Orthodox party don't necessarily get along.
Right. Another term of entering the government is that a law must be passed requiring enlistment of the ultra-Orthodox in the IDF. Although that's not just Lieberman's term, the Supreme Court also ordered the government to pass that kind of law, and their deadline now is in July.
And what about Blue and White? Are they going to be in the opposition? Is that how it looks like?
It looks like Blue and White will be in the opposition. Today, when their representatives met with President Rivlin, the senior of the representatives, Gabi Ashkenazi, he said that the party thought about it long and hard, and they decided that they don't want to sit in the government that's led by someone else.
And should we expect any surprises? I mean, could there be sort of a last-minute surprise where, for example, Lieberman says he doesn't want to sit in the current government or he doesn't get his demands? What would happen then?
Well, anything's possible. Without Lieberman, Netanyahu only has 60 seats. It is possible for him to remain prime minister with only 60 seats without actually having the majority of 61, as long as there are enough votes, basically, so a 61st vote to support the vote in the Knesset to approve the government, so to authorize the formation of the new government. But then it means that with each individual bill passing, we'll have to work extra hard in order bring people in from the opposition to support those bills. So it'll be a lot easier for Netanyahu if he gets the full 65.
Okay, so I guess we'll wait and see. We have about a month left until we find out who our coalition will be.
That's right. A month to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Great. Well, Lahav Harkov, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.